you quite a stranger to me, sir?
In your adopted country, I presume I cannot do better than address you as a young English lady. Miss Manette?
If you please, sir.
Miss Manette, I am a man of business. I have a business charge to acquit myself of. In your reception of it, you don't heed me any more than if I was a speaking machine. Truly, I am not much else. I will, with your leave, relate to you, miss, the story of one of our customers.
Customer?
Yes, customers. In the banking business, we usually call our connection our customers. He was a French gentleman, a scientific gentleman, a man of great acquirements. A doctor.
Not of Beauvais.
Why, yes, of Beauvais. Like Monsieur Manette, your father, the gentleman was a Beauvais. Like Monsieur Manette, your father, the gentleman was repute in Paris. I had the honor of knowing him there. Our relations were business relations, but confidential. I was at that time in our French house, and had been, 20 years.
At that time, I may ask at what time, sir?
I speak, miss, of 20 years ago. He married an English lady, and I was one of the trustees. His affairs, like the affairs of many other French gentlemen and French families, were entirely in Tellson's hands. In a similar way, I am, or I have been, trustee of one kind or another for scores of our customers. Your business relations, these are, miss. There's no friendship in them, no particular interest in them, nothing like sentiment. I have passed from one to another in the course of my business day. In short, I have no feelings. I am a mere machine. To go on.
But this is my father's story, sir, and I begin to think that when I was left an orphan through my mother surviving my father only 2 years, it was you who brought me to England. I was sure it was you.
Miss Manette, it was I! And you will see how truly I spoke of myself just now in saying that I have no feelings, and that all relations I hold with my fellow creatures are mere business relations, when you reflect that I have never seen you since. No, you have been the ward of Tellson's house since, and I have been busy with the other businesses of Tellson's house since. Feelings! I have no time for them, no chance for them. I pass my life, miss, in turning an immense pecuniary mangle. So far, miss, as you have remarked, this is the story of your regretted father. Now comes the difference. If your father had not died when he did, don't be frightened. How you start? Pray, control your agitation. A matter of business. As I was saying, if Monsieur Manette had not died, if he had not suddenly and silently disappeared, if he had not been spirited away, if it had not been difficult to guess what dreadful place, though no art could trace him, if he had an enemy in some compatriot who could exercise a privilege that I, in my own time, have known that the boldest people afraid to speak of a whisper, across the water, for instance, the privilege of filling up blank forms for the consignment of anyone to the oblivion of a prison for any length of time, if his wife had not implored the king, the queen, the court, the clergy, for any tidings of him, and all quite in vain, then the history of your father would have been the history of this unfortunate gentleman, the Doctor of Beauvais.
I entreat you to tell me more, sir.
I will. I am going to. You can bear it?
I can bear anything but the uncertainty you leave me in this moment.
You speak collectedly, and you are collected. That's good. A matter of business. Regard it as a matter of business. Business that must be done. Now, if this doctor's wife, though a lady of great courage and spirit, had suffered so intensely from this cause before her little child was born.
The little child was a daughter, sir?
A daughter. A matter of business. Don't be distressed, miss. If the poor lady had not suffered so intensely before her little child was born, that she came to the determination of sparing the poor child the inheritance of any part of the agony she had known the pains of, by rearing her in the belief that her father was No, don't kneel! In heaven's name, why should you kneel to me?
For the truth, oh dear good compassionate sir, for the truth.
A matter of business. You confuse me, and how can I transact a business if I am confused? Let us be clear-headed. If you could kindly mention now, for instance, what 9 pence are, or how many shillings in 20 guineas, it would be so encouraging. I should be so much more at ease about your state of mind. That's right. Courage. Business. You have business before you. Useful business. Miss Manette, your mother took this course with you. And when she died, I believe heartbroken, having never slackened her unavailing search for your father. She left you, at 2 years old, to grow to be a blooming, beautiful, and happy, without the dark cloud upon you of living in uncertainty, whether your father soon wore his head out in prison, or wasted there through many lingering years. You know that your parents had no great possession, and that what they had was secured to your mother and to you. There has been no new discovery of money or any other property. But he has been found. He is alive, greatly changed. It is true probable. Almost a wreck. It is possible, though we still hope the best. Still alive. Your father has been taken to the house of an old servant in Paris, and we are going to go there. I, to identify him if I can. You, to restore him to life. Love, duty, rest, comfort.
I'm going to see his ghost. It will be his ghost, not him.
There. See now. The best and the worst are known to you now. You are well on your way to the poor wronged gentleman, and with a fair sea voyage and a fair land journey, you will soon be at his dear side.
I have been free. I have been happy, yet his ghost has never haunted me.
Only one thing more. He has been found under another name, his own, long forgotten and long concealed. It would be worse than useless now to inquire which. Worse than useless to seek to know whether he has been for years overlooked. It would be worse than useless to now make any inquiries, because it would be dangerous. Better not to mention the subject, anywhere or any way, and to remove him, for a while at all events, out of France. Even I, safe as an Englishman, and even Tellson's, important as they are to the French credit, avoid all naming of the matter. I carry about me not a scrap of writing openly referring to it. This is a secret service altogether. My credentials, entries, and memoranda are all comprehended in one line. Recalled to life, which, who knows what it means. But what is the matter?
Oh, sorry.
She doesn't notice the word. Miss Manette.
Oh, why, look at you all! Why don't you go and fetch things instead of standing there and staring at me? I'm not so much to look at, am I? Why don't you go and fetch things? I'll let you know. If you don't bring smelling salts, cold water, and quick, I will! Oh, my little girl, my baby, oh, my ladybird! And you in brown! Couldn't you tell her what you had to tell her without frightening her to death? Look at her! With her pretty pale face and her cold hands! Do you call that being a banker?
I hope she will do well now.
No thanks to you in brown if she does, my darling pretty!
I hope you accompany Miss Manette to France.
A likely thing, too! If it was ever intended that I should go across salt water, do you suppose Providence would have cast my lot on an island?